I made that comment about at least give them an opportunity, if you're going to cancel it on surprise, to redo their final episode. Quantum Leap ended on one of the biggest cliffhangers in television history.
Interesting. I've totally just been invested in Quantum Leap now.
I'm dedicating my whole life to the Quantum Leap revival.
My entire life since that happened has been dedicated to getting Scott Bakula and Donald P. Belsario back on TV playing their characters.
Jeremy, I'm going to get a shirt that say #Save Quantum Leap.
Bring Scott Bakula.
Can we do a 2-hour feature film with Orion? Like it's a narrative feature comedy where Ryan's trying to get Quantum Leap back on the air.
You're listening to the Good Stuff Podcast with CK Helms, Zach Bandit, Ryan Mullins, and Jeremiah Elliott.
Welcome everyone to episode 37 of the Good Stuff Podcast. I am one of your hosts, CK Helms.
And I'm Zach Bandit.
And I'm Ryan Mullins.
And I am Jeremiah Elliott, back finally.
Woohoo, yeah. And Jeremiah is here today, but he's also not here because he's being a firefighter today. That's how committed he is to your ear holes. Is that he is out there putting out the fires and putting the fire in your ears, the good stuff fire.
I just go pick it up from the house and then I come put it in your ear hole.
Yeah.
He's literally holding a fire hose and got a Bluetooth in his ear.
Why do you sound auto-tune?
He's trying the new Kanye thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
I hear him talk, told the story ever told.
Yeah, you're fired. Anyways, we got a good show for you today, guys. It's going to be fun, and we're going to start the show like we start every other show, and we're starting with the opener. And the opener is
I don't have a beer today for obvious reasons.
Can we have a theme song for the opener?
We can.
Dun dun dun, the opener. Dun dun dun. It's the opener.
And just
take it away, Jeremiah.
And just a bunch of sounds of like doors opening and stuff and cabinets opening,
along with like really bad scatting, just like skibbity bop bop boop boop.
We really need to do that. Let's just do that.
I'm messaging Freddie Lane right now. Get on this, man. Get on this. But no, every week we try to find something that's kind of controversial or something opinionated to talk about. Nothing really new this week in the news-wise. But, the fall season of TV season's here upon us pretty soon. Because this first show in September here. So fall TV season and got me started thinking, about shows, and I started thinking about shows that get canceled. And the more I thought about it, and I started thinking about how when shows get canceled these days, it seems that every show gets a campaign going, or petitions online, and there's so much huge backlash and #Save Lucifer. I don't know. That was a show that got canceled, right? And it got picked up by Netflix or something.
Yep.
Anyway, so it seems like every single one. And I was thinking, do they all need that? Do we need every show to get finished? Does it need to get picked up? Is it required? Do we need to see more of this show? Is it a case-by-case basis? Should we just let them go? If they get canceled, should we just forget about it? Or should we just cause a big fuss on the internet? Because that's what we do, I guess, these days. We've talked about that before and boycotting stuff. So now we're talking about sort of something similar. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about today. And so we're talking about shows that get canceled. Should every show get canceled, or should every canceled show get renewed in some way? And let's start with Zach, man. Zach, what you thinking?
I mean, I don't think every show should like have a campaign for it. Like, obviously, some shows kind of suck and get canceled. But there's a lot that like get canceled before their time. Like, I get I get really pissed off when I really like a show and then it ends up on a cliffhanger and then they say they're not bringing it back. And so it's like, I don't know. I think most shows should at least get some ending that it's not going to be a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. Like, I just...
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
on
know,
board
but-
if more shows did like the Sense8 thing. Like, yeah, the show's still canceled, but we'll give you an hour and a half little wrap up for everything that we left you hanging on.
Right.
Yes, something like some type of wrap up in some way. Like, even if you got your show canceled and you couldn't get it picked up by like Netflix, Hulu, or another channel or something, at least, say what would have happened. Wrap up in some ways, like release like a script or something of what would have happened, that I could read.
Yeah, or even a storyboard or something.
Or
Yeah.
if you're going to cancel a show, at least give the fans and the cast the dignity of doing a final episode or redoing the last episode that before the show is no longer going to be on the air. Give them that opportunity. That would be a welcome thing in fandom.
Right.
Yeah, like maybe get like an extra long one episode. Just give them one episode. I mean, if you're canceling a show, I guess you're canceling it for ratings or stuff like that. But obviously, every show has some type of audience,
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't want to put a whole bunch of money in a whole season, but just do like a basically a TV movie to wrap up the storylines or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then of course the issue there is airtime, and then of course there's always those shows that get canceled because like the main person quit or died or something like that. So,
or at least give them the rights so it can do that kind of stuff. Unlike Firefly and Serenity's bullcrap.
Yeah. But that's what I was thinking. I was also thinking, see, it does cost money and airtime, and like you were saying, Jeremiah. That's why I was saying that at least if you couldn't do all that, if you had to do the paper way or whatever, put in a script or something, some type of storyboard, something that we can see.
yeah, or put it on the network's YouTube channel because like every network has a YouTube channel now.
Yeah. Yeah, something that we can see, some type of continuation or ending of the story, because it sucks having storylines ended and not knowing what happens. I hate that.
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna say something, but then I forgot.
I'm always nervous whenever it's the new seasons, like near the end of the seasons, and it's the times for like renewals to start happening. I'm always nervous because I'm like, okay, well the show is clearly not going to wrap up some stuff, and then I'm like, is it going to get picked up? Is it going to get picked up again? Like I get nervous because I'm like, I don't want to. If I've invested a bunch of time, I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of shows that I don't always start a bunch of shows until there's a lot of shows that I didn't jump on until they were over with or nearly over, for the
Or
fact
at least
that
established, yeah.
yeah, it's for the fact that I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting into. And I got mad because the other day, in fact, because I watched a show on Netflix just randomly, and because I was trying to find something for me and the wife to watch, a new show, and so we watched a show and it had 2 seasons on Netflix, and so then I got kind of invested in it, and then I didn't know until afterwards. I was like, oh, I wonder when the 3rd season comes out, and then I found out that they canceled the show back in February. And I was like, no! God, why did I not do research beforehand? Because if so, I wouldn't have watched the show if I knew it had got canceled.
The one that rings to my mind the most whenever you talk about epic cancellations of shows has to be Quantum Leap. I don't know if you guys know the story of what happened with Quantum Leap, but so NBC was talking about canceling the show, and they decided after fans reacted the way they did, they decided not to cancel it, and they brought it back for a complete season 5 and told them, okay, you're going to be doing season 5, season 6, and season 7. So you guys need to be prepared to wrap up this show by season 7. And they're like, okay, cool. And the day that they got finished producing and filming everything for season 5, and season 5 ending on a massive cliffhanger, NBC goes, okay, that's all we needed from you guys. We won't be doing season 6 and season 7. And they decided to air all of that with the cliffhanger and everything. And that's one of the reasons why I made that comment about at least give them an opportunity, if you're going to cancel it on surprise, to redo their final episode. Quantum Leap ended on one of the biggest cliffhangers in television history.
Interesting. I've totally just been invested in Quantum Leap now.
I'm dedicating my whole life
So,
to the
watching-
Quantum Leap revival.
My entire life since that happened has been dedicated to getting Scott Bakula and Donald P. Belsario back on TV playing their characters.
Jeremy, I'm going to get a shirt that say hashtag save Quantum Leap.
Bring Scott Bakula.
Bring
Can we-
Scott
can we-
Bakula.
Can we do a 2-hour feature film with Orion? Like it's a narrative feature comedy where Ryan's trying to get Quantum Leap back on the air.
I'm okay with that.
That would be hilarious.
I'm also okay with this.
We come up with the best ideas while recording the podcast.
The movie will be called hashtag Quantum Leap.
Save Quantum Leap.
Yeah, hashtag save Quantum Leap or something like that.
Yeah.
He didn't get to leap yet.
Yeah, you're done. All right.
You're stupid.
We have to bring the show back on a leap year, though. That's the only way it's going to work.
That's right. So we're thinking 2024, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because we ain't getting this done and out before next year. Where's the mute button at? All right,
What's
that's
going
better
on
now.
right now?
Don't worry. It's all good. I
What the
took
fuck
care of
is
it.
happening? Did you mute him?
I sure did. Oh, I can't unmute him.
Oh, well, he can just listen.
You're going to have to unmute yourself, Ryan. I can't unmute you. That's weird. Oh, okay. Anyway, so let's move on to our top. He's not. Can he even hear?
Who, me?
No, Ryan.
Oh, I don't know.
It won't let me unmute him. And he's not being unmuted. I need him to talk. All right, guys. So let's move on to so every time we do the opener, we do a top 5 list. There you go. We do a top 5 list. And this actually top 5 list is we're going to do a blend, top 5 blend. Ron, you're still there now?
Yeah, you need me now?
Yeah, I need you now. So we're doing a top 5 list of the top 5 either canceled shows that we would bring back, and or shows that we would just give the axe to. So it's a blend. It's an idea of mine, and then Jeremiah's idea and they're blended together. So
I didn't blend mine actually.
oh, so you just did one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fine. It's all good. You don't have to have it blended. I mean, it's fine if you come up with 5, whatever one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. We're just giving you the option to either do.
Yeah. Fuck you, Ryan.
You have it
canceled
your way.
shows. Yeah, it's like Burger King.
It's like Borker being bad
All
in
right,
your bay.
Let's get into it.
Normally, I make Ryan go first, but because Jeremiah, you're on duty today, let's let you go
He
first.
said duty.
Dude, I was gonna say the same thing. Arby's twins.
My first one is the HBO show Crashing. That show should absolutely not have been canceled. It starred Pete Holmes, and it was basically his life about just finding his way in New York and getting up into the stand-up scene. And it was a beautifully written show, and it took a lot from his actual life to be put into it, and I loved it. And surprisingly enough, they actually did what Ryan was talking about, where they went back and they changed the last scene in the ending of season 3 in order to kind of, tie some kind of bow around it. But it was an amazing show, and it should have gone more than 3 seasons. But you know how those premium shows can be with HBO and stuff like that, because they're.
Sorry, did they cancel? Did they change the ending after it aired, or?
No. They got canceled. Like their season 4 was not going to happen in the middle of filming season 3, and at that point they went back and you could tell what was going to be a cliffhanger. And then I think after the last episode of season 3 aired, but after it was finished, they got canceled. So they had to go back right before it aired and throw in a little stinger scene to and put the credits rolling over this scene instead of just the normal black screen credits that you saw in order to fill in the gaps.
Gotcha. Okay.
So pretty much it was like, we're not giving you guys any more time, but you can roll the credits over the sequence.
Yeah, basically that's what happened.
Okay. Go on, sorry.
Number 4, I think it's just time. I know this one's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think it's time to just go ahead and cancel The Walking Dead. The damn show's just run its course. It's at the point where if I were to watch it now, there's not a single person that's there from the beginning that I would remember. And it's, it is starting to feel like a soap opera where you just rotate the cast out as it goes on forever. And I think it just needs to end.
It's like Degrassi with zombies.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Degrassi. Instead of the 2 S's, it's just 2 Z's.
That's
I honestly didn't know Walking Dead was still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yep.
I think it just needs to stop. Number 3, I am very upset that the show on NBC, AP Bio, got canceled. That show was hysterical, and I loved every second of it.
I started watching that. I didn't know it got canceled, but yeah, I loved what I watched of it. I think I watched the first season.
Yeah, it is a very, very funny show, very smart, and it's just a shame to see so many freaking dramas that are out there right now, and I'm just so sick of hour-long dramas. It was a breath of fresh air to have a really good 30-minute comedy, and now it's gone. So I'm mad about that. Number 2 is a big one for me. I didn't really know how to word this, but I think a lot of the reality contest type shows need to either be canceled, revamped, or just kind of lumped into one thing. Because you've got World of Dance, So You Think You Can Dance, The Voice, American Idol, America's Got Talent. It's just like, pick a lane, figure it out. You get one dance show, you get one sing show, and you get one, like, I've said it for years that America's Got Talent should not let singers be on that show. They should be all the specialty acts. That's what that show should be for. So they need to compile those shows. And I know that those are the biggest money makers that are out there, but still, it's ridiculous.
Hey, so on that, Netflix is coming out with a show next month where it's a rap one.
Of course they are. Jesus Christ.
It's got T.I., Chance the Rapper, and Cardi B as the judges.
So 2 out of 3 actual rappers judging them.
Yeah, and then Cardi B's there.
I think Cardi B's there.
There was this one good show a long time ago. I think it lasted like 1 season. It was like a reality show like that, but it was with filmmakers. and like so it would be a contest, and each like time they would get like whatever genre or whatever, and they would write the script, and then they would have like a viewing, and then like the worst person would be like kicked out, and then the winner would like, I think the winner of the first season got like a deal with Steven Spielberg or something.
Oh, nice.
Like something like that, something like original that hasn't been like done like that. It's cool.
See, I'm
Like,
okay with that. Yeah, but stop with just renaming American Idol. Like it's insane.
Anyway, go ahead with your list.
Bonus one, same thing with AP Bio. I could have lumped it in there, but another one NBC show that was amazing is I'm mad that they canceled Trial and Error as well. It was another very funny show, kind of Parks and Rec feely, but about a small town and a big crime case that was going on. They canceled that, and that made me mad. But my big top number one that I want to come back, there's this IFC show I used to watch. I think it only ran for one season because they got popular with their YouTube channel, but it was Rhett and Link Commercial Kings. And the guys that do the Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link, on YouTube, used to have a TV show on IFC where they would go from town to town, and each episode they would make a hilarious commercial for a local small business that was in need of advertising or some way to get their business up. And it was...
Wait.
What?
I was just going to say, I think I remember that one.
Yeah, and if you've ever heard or seen the meme going around of a guy named Chuck Testa, where he's like, nope, it's just me, Chuck Testa. That's where that came from, was from their show, where they do a commercial for a taxidermist, and the guy just can't act to save his life. And it ends up being the most beautiful 30-second commercial that I've ever seen of this guy, where he's like moving his little stuffed deer through the woods, and then they're just like, oh my God, look, is that a real badger? And then he like pops out and he's like, nope, just me, Chuck Testa. And it's hysterical. and I really miss that show because it was just a great show to go around and help small businesses in such a way of advertising is king in if your business will be successful nowadays. So I miss it. Anyway, that's my top 5 plus 1, bonus 5, fake 6, whatever you want to call it.
Sweet. All right, Ryan, let's go back over to you, man.
Okay. So, my number 5 is a show that should have never, ever, ever, ever been canceled, and that is Firefly. It got canceled after one season. I think we all know the story. And then they decided to make a movie to try and catch up all the cliffhangers and everything. And then they wouldn't give them the rights to it. So they had to pretend that they were on a different ship. And, the sirens are going off. I don't know if y'all can hear that because we're recording at noon on Wednesday.
12 on Wednesday.
So they had to.
By the way, for a second, you made me look up at the screen, and you made me think that I had a call coming in.
That's what I thought he was doing. I was like, how the fuck does he not? How does he heal Jeremiah's call? But Jeremiah doesn't.
Even though the movie kind of fixed and helped get some answers to the fans, it was unduly canceled still. Number 4, a show that should be canceled, and it was canceled, and I don't know why they renewed it, is Nick Kroll's Big Mouth. I don't know if you guys have seen
mad
that.
I didn't know that got canceled.
Well, I guess I got
food. And it got brought back anymore. I know this is going to upset some people. Nick Kroll is not funny. Moving on to number 3.
You haven't seen him and John Mulaney do their Broadway show called Oh Hello. You'd think he's funny then.
I think that John Mulaney is good at making other people funny. I do not think that John Mulaney himself is funny.
Wow.
Yeah, Jeremiah's like, yeah, I'm done with you. Goodbye.
Yeah, any inkling of respect is...
I said it. I meant it.
Just go, Ryan. Just continue. God damn.
Spit out your 3. Shit.
3. All Law and Orders should be canceled.
No, SVU can stay.
That's right.
All Law and Orders should be canceled. That should those.
You know
those
what?
have-
You should be canceled.
Dude,
All
you're
right.
60 and you have nothing to watch, and it's gonna be your fault.
Yeah.
Number 2, Freaks and Geeks should have not been canceled ever.
Fair.
Ever. And my number 1 is Quantum Leap.
Hashtag said Quantum Leap.
Oh my God! I did not know you were going to go there for your number 1.
Scott Bakula is an amazing actor. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves, and Enterprise fucking sucked. But they should bring Quantum Leap back. At least maybe do a reboot and have Scott Bakula hand it off to somebody else or something.
Ooh, or they can cast like Michael B. Jordan, and they can name him Scott Blackula.
Oh my
You just-
God!
You just ruined this podcast.
All right, let's move on. I'll go now. All right. Jesus Christ. Number 5 for me. I went with a cartoon, and that it would have originally probably been Young Justice if they didn't bring that back. But number 5 for me is Green Lantern, the animated series. It was only one season on Cartoon Network. It was canceled at the same time Young Justice was, and it was a really good show. Like 26 episodes or whatever, and they went into a lot of the Green Lantern and the other color lanterns, the emotional spectrum, a lot of the lore and stuff, and it was a really good, well done show. The voice acting was really good. It was back when the certain computer generated animation started back then, and it was really good looking, and it left a lot of cliffhangers too and potentials for a second season, and then the show got canceled, and so maybe one day that'll get brought back by DC Universe like the like Young Justice did. But it was a really good show. Number 4 for me is really gonna be like Jeremiah's controversial one for getting a show that needs to be canceled. And if there's any women that listen to this podcast, they're about to turn off the podcast. Grey's Anatomy needs to get canceled. Like, why is this still a show? Why is this still a thing? Why are we still doing this?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Well, didn't it like go away and then come back, or
No, it's
always been going.
Yeah. The 15th season just ended, and it got renewed for 2 years instead of just 1. So it's literally coming on this year again, 16, and then it's coming on. It's already renewed for next year too. So it's coming on for a 17th season. And the girl who plays Meredith Grey said she would play the character for her rest of her life if they would keep doing the show. She said that she never wants to stop playing this character. And I'm like, I want you to stop playing this character. I want everybody to just stop.
They must have the ratings like from all those women. So.
Oh, they do, because unfortunately they took it too far, and then they made that Station 19 show, which was the Grey's Anatomy version of Chicago Fire, and it is the, like, I laugh and mock most of those shows, but that one's so bad I can't watch it. At least the others I can watch for comedic value.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, as I said, I'm gonna get a little controversial there. Number 3 for me is a show that shouldn't have been canceled. It's I don't know who else has seen this show. It's The Hard Times of R.J. Berger. It was a
that show is hilarious.
That show is freaking hilarious. I don't even know if you can still find it on Netflix. It was on Netflix, but then they took it off for a while. I don't know if they ever got it back on there.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved every second of it.
It was an MTV show, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, quick rundown of the show is that R.J. Berger was like a huge nerd in school, And then one day he gets pants or something. I think that was like in the first episode. Come to find out, this dude is hung like a freaking horse. And so you can just imagine how school goes after that. And it's just crazy hijinks. And it's a good show. And it went 2 seasons, and then they had like huge cliffhanger, and then it got canceled. And I have no idea why, because it was good.
Yep, it was upsetting.
It was very upsetting. But yeah, Hard Times of R.J. Berger. You should look that up, Zach. You would love it.
Okay.
Number 2. This is a show that should be canceled. And like Jeremiah, I'm agreed with you. Walking Dead, man. The Walking Dead. Fuck The Walking Dead. Like, why is it still on? Why is Walking Dead still on?
Yeah, The Walking Dead is dead.
The Walking Dead should have been dead a long time ago. Like, I mean, who's left on the show now? Like, because Michonne's leaving now, so now it's literally what not Maggie, but Carol and Daryl. Is that the only ones that were in the very beginning that are still left?
I think so. Yeah.
Just make a show about Daryl. That's the only person we even care about anyway.
I mean, it's called Death Stranding, and it's coming out next year.
No, it actually comes out in November.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or no, October.
I am not buying that game. Death Stranding.
Anyways, Walking Dead. Just no. Just
done. Be done.
Yeah. Just go. Just get out of here. All right, number 1 for me. I kind of mentioned this. I think it was like last week or week before that when we were talking about Netflix and stuff like that. But Everything Sucks. It was God, fantastic 1-season show.
Yep, that was a great show
on Netflix that got canceled, and I didn't put it on my list of top streaming shows that I did. What was it last week? Because it only got 1 season. I tried to make it be 2 seasons to get on my list. But Everything Sucks was a great, fantastic show. Like I said before, and if you really want to get pissed off at Netflix, definitely go watch that show and join our campaign to resurrect Everything Sucks. So, yeah. And if I was still in an honorable mention, American Vandal, bring it back.
Yeah.
But anyways, BT Dubs, have you started watching season 3 of Working Moms yet, Jeremiah?
Yes, we have. We are. I don't know how many we watched or how close we are to being done with it, but we're a good ways in. Loving it.
There's a scene in one of the episodes that remind me of a scene from American Vandal season 2.
Nice. I don't think I'm there yet.
You'll know. Zach, why don't you bring us on home on this?
All right. So number 5 is Dead Like Me. It was a really good show. It was about like in this world, like some people are chosen when they die to be like a Grim Reaper, and they have to.
I remember that show.
They get like lists and stuff, and have to like kill people in certain ways, and it only got 2 seasons, but yeah, definitely should have got more. I think I really enjoyed it. And then 4 Freaks and Geeks. Was I think it only was like 1 season, and that was really like the first thing that got like Seth Rogen and James Franco and Jason Segel started.
Hey, so is Freaks and Geeks gonna go in the Seth Rogen, James Franco, how all their movies are connected?
Yeah, that's when they're teenagers. And then years later, they go and kill Kim Jong-un. And then number 3 was Everything Sucks. Ended on a cliffhanger. Shouldn't have been canceled, or it should have at least got 1 more season. But
or a wrap up, yeah.
Some sort of wrap up.
Deserved it.
Then number 2 is My Name is Earl. It was such a good show, and I forget how many seasons it lasted, but the last episode said to be continued. That's the very last episode said to be continued, and then I looked. I was like, "When's the next season coming out?" And it said canceled. And I was so pissed because like it literally said to be continued. So I figured it was to be continued. But
Well, it is in your heart.
It's still coming. It's still coming. It's out. It's on its way.
They're polishing it up.
What's dude doing? He's not doing anything, right?
He's
I don't know.
continuing.
He's in Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah, the reboot.
Yeah, and he did some guest stuff on Raising Hope, which is created by the same guy who did My Name Is Earl. Which Raising Hope I think got canceled too early too. But and then number 1 is Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. Like I'm usually not like a huge fan of the Terminator franchise, but like it was such a good show, and I think it lasted about 2 or 3 seasons, and it ended on a huge cliffhanger. Like they went back in time or some shit, and it ended like right there. And then.
So you're saying they went back in time? That never happens in Terminator movies.
Yeah, well, because they were going back in time to do something, like kill someone or something, but yeah, and then it ended right as you don't even know where they ended up after they went into time. It just like ended. Yeah, that should have not. There's that was canceled before its time, and then I do have another honorable mention this week, but it's a show that should never be brought back ever, and deserved to get canceled. Was Terra Nova. It was such a bad show, and I hope it never sees the light of day ever again.
That was that a 1 season show?
It was like 1 season. It was like when they went back in time, the dinosaur things, the dinosaur era to start over, and
they put so much marketing in that show too.
Yeah, it was marketed. I was like, this looks so cool, and then I watched the first episode. I'm like, this is not so cool. And I never watched it again. Anyway,
I have an honorable mention that I wanted to bring up.
Is it Quantum Leap?
No.
It's too late. Your list is done.
It's the show Jericho. Jericho was actually a really, really good show. I started watching it after it was canceled and didn't realize that it was canceled. And that show was actually really good. They picked up on a lot of dystopian things from a lot of different books and movies and stuff. They incorporated that stuff in, like anything that you could imagine happening in a dystopian future. That show had it.
Cool. I think I've heard of that before. But yeah, cool. Good list, everybody. Let's move on. So releases this week at the theater. We're going back to the theaters this week. We finally got a movie that you can go see in theaters that's worth mentioning. And September 6th, Friday, you can see It Chapter 2. So my question for everybody is this a movie that you would pay full price for? Shut up about your Regal Unlimited. And or if you would do it one of those discount days. What is those? $5
Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday. Thank you, Jeremiah. Or are you going to wait for DVD or just not watch it all? So let's start with Zach, I guess.
Well, since I have Regal Unlimited,
not sponsored.
I'm going to see it tomorrow. The first showing at 5 p.m. I'm gonna watch it.
So technically, you're watching it as people are listening to the show because we're recording on Wednesday again this week.
Yes.
I see.
I'm excited for it, and it's
okay,
almost what?
Regal Unlimited aside, would you still pay?
Yes, I would pay for it. Shut
Thank
up.
you.
But I have Regal Unlimited, and I don't have to pay for the price. So.
Starting at $18 a month.
starting $18 a month. Ryan, what you thinking, man?
I went to go see the original, or I guess chapter 1. I thought they did a really good job on the reboot of it, and I was unsure if I wanted to see the chapter 2 of it. But whenever I found out that Bill Hader was going to be playing the role that he's playing, I was all for it. One, Bill Hader doesn't get enough credit for his serious work. And,
oh God, no! Just watch Barry, and you'll understand that he's one of the best.
Yeah, and any movie he's in, even if he's just got like one character, he winds up stealing the entire show. Oh. And that is what every critic has been saying, that like Bill Hader completely steals this movie. And I'm excited to see it just for that.
So you're gonna pay full price, eh?
Yeah. I don't have all that regal.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Ryan was gonna diss on Bill Hader for a second. I was just gonna hang up and go to sleep.
I know, he's already pissed me off with John Mulaney.
I was like, if he disses Bill Hader, I'm never talking to him again.
Oh God.
I hate John Mulaney. I hate Bill Hader. Cardi B's my favorite rapper. Shut up, Ryan.
Damn.
Jeremiah, what you thinking, man?
Well, since I work at Regal, I will be going to see it for free.
Son of a bitch.
I know. No, but I actually waited for chapter 1 to hit like HBO, and that's when I saw it. And I was so super impressed with it that I'll definitely see this one in theaters, regardless of my benefits. I would have, I would. The plan was to see this one in theaters before I even had this Regal job, because I was so impressed with chapter 1.
Nick was telling me that IGN gave it a 7, and they said the ending wasn't very good. I'm like, it's the same ending. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same ending as the book and the original. Like, why are you saying the ending's not good? Like, I mean, we already know the ending's not good. Like, I never thought the ending to it was good. Like, he's a giant fucking multiverse spider or some shit. But
spoilers, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, the only thing that can kill him is like a space turtle.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's all weird in itself. Like, don't say like the ending sucks. Like, don't rate it on that. Like, obviously it's gonna be the same ending, so how are you gonna rate an ending that's already set in stone? I don't know. But
I don't know. I think they're making it where they can do another chapter, do a chapter 3. Kind
of do the Stephen King story and then make a third chapter of their own, maybe.
That's what I've heard. I don't really know, because I don't.
I've heard rumors that he wanted to like go back like way back, like 1600s or some shit like that. But...
Huh.
Interesting. All right, so for me, I didn't see chapter 1, and I used to just not do anything horror related. But since that's become like my new go-to thing that I've been doing a lot lately, I'm probably gonna watch the chapter 1, and then I can see the chapter 2. But I
have chapter 1 on Google Play if you want to watch it.
Look at that! I can watch it. Yeah, Regal Unlimited. What up? I'm gonna start doing a Regal Unlimited thing, but it's gonna be about Google Play, and it's everything that Zach gets, I get to watch.
You're gonna you have to pay me $10 a month now.
So then, would the review show be in the actual content, or would you just be like reviewing Zach's weird taste in things that he buys on Google Play?
So Zach watched.
I share my Vudu account with my dad, and so
not So we'll play a game, and I'll figure
was it
it
Zach
out.
or was it Zach's dad?
Zach's dad. Zach or Zach's dad. And Jeremiah's like, Zach. Wrong. It was Zach's dad. Damn it!
Zach or his daddy. Zach or his daddy. That's the theme song.
Whatever. I have like 1,019 movies online digitally, so shut the fuck up.
I wasn't. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I was more talking to Ryan, even though he didn't talk. But...
All right, guys. Let's move on. So trailers. We're getting into trailers now. The final trailer for Joker came out, and after it came out, the review embargo lifted for the movie, and reviews started coming in, and which have been overwhelmingly positive. IGN gave it a 10. Most of places that I saw gave it either a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10, or it was like 9.5 or 4.5.
That's crazy to think of, considering the track record of DC.
Yeah. I guess it's just because the people involved in it, I'm assuming. Because it's who directed the film? I can't remember dude's name.
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
I can find it.
But isn't Martin Scorsese involved in it in some way? Like he's any producer or something like that?
Oh, hang on.
Director's Todd Phillips.
You said what? Todd Phillips? Yeah, Todd Phillips. Isn't the same guy who did The Hangover?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd Phillips is the guy who did The Hangover. But I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, like I've said before, he is a fantastic actor, amazing actor. And so, I had reservations about the movie when it was first announced because Joker doesn't have an origin, and so it's kind of, thought it was a stupid idea.
So yeah, the same dude that did Borat, the Hangover movies, Due Date, and Project X. However, he also did like War Dogs, A Star Is Born, and Joker. So he's got a very interesting. Todd Phillips has a very interesting, heavy hitter, stupid comedy profile.
War Dogs was really good. I like that one.
And who's it produced by? Is it produced by Martin Scorsese though? I could have swore Scorsese was involved somehow. I don't know. I could be wrong.
You're wrong, Nick. Shut up.
All right. Okay, could be wrong. As I said, it could be wrong. But I'm really interested in it, and even after seeing this final trailer, like I'm really interested in it more. The more I seen of it, the more I have wanted to see the movie. So I'm really interested into seeing it.
It's inspired by Martin Scorsese films, is what it is.
Oh yeah, it's inspired by like Taxi Driver and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, Robert De Niro's in the movie too. So
yeah.
Maybe that's why I assumed that Scorsese did it, because De Niro is involved.
That's a fair assumption.
The whenever it first premiered its first trailer, that's what they were saying, is that it's a mix between Martin Scorsese films and Batman: The Killing Joke.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm really interested in seeing this movie. What about you? What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I got my Regal Unlimited and I'm ready to go, man.
Oh my god.
I wasn't interested in this movie, but now I feel like I kind of have to go see it just to be like, these reviews can't be that good. So it's more of a disbelief that I'll be going to see this movie for.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, because I thought it would be good in a sense once, the more that I saw and people involved and Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, I thought it would be good, but perfect reviews. Like, yeah. I'm like, what the hell? Something's weird here. And they said it's already they already said that it's going to be nominated for an Oscar for the picture.
Jeez.
Best Picture. They've already said that it was Oscar in contention to be for the Oscar.
Well, anything's better than Walk the Line.
You didn't like Walk the Line? You really
like
didn't
Walk?
Yeah,
like?
Yeah, I did. That was a great movie.
Okay.
Ryan, just shut up.
Did y'all have y'all seen Walk the Line?
No, I haven't
didn't
seen
see
Walk
it.
the Line, actually.
Anyways,
I didn't see it.
Awkward silence, but
the what?
awkward silence.
I don't know what you said. To be honest with you,
I said I did not see Walk the Line.
I heard him. I heard
Oh.
you.
Okay.
And I also said I did not see Walk the Line.
And nobody cares what Ryan says. So, Ryan, are you going to see Joker?
No, I'm not gonna say Joker.
I'm absolutely gonna see it.
Oh, okay. Why are you so far away?
He quantum leapt.
He's trying to save Quantum Leap while podcasting.
He's writing his petition in crayon.
I swear I heard a fork hit a plate while ago. Are you eating while podcasting?
I'm not eating. I'm just dumping my trash can. Give me a sec.
Hey, speaking of eating during podcasts, there's another movie trailer that came out. How about that segue?
Between Two Ferns, the movie.
What? I was like, is there something here I don't see? Like, what? So, Between Two Ferns, the movie, to be full transparent with you guys, I've never seen anything Between Two Ferns.
I've seen like several episodes. They're pretty funny. It's just like obviously it's just like an interview show. And then I guess the movie is kind of meta where it's like Zach Galifianakis plays himself. And then but it's an actual like narrative story.
Yeah, like everyone plays a parody of themselves, even in the interviews that they do. Like, I've only seen the episodes that I care about, the actor or actress that's been on it, and then of course I watched the one with Obama and all that, but they're very funny, because everything's just a big goof on the. It's almost like a parody of interviews, like for getting ready for a movie to come out. Like everyone knows that they suck. Nobody really cares about them, and it's really funny.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't seen any of the episodes, but the trailer itself did look pretty good. My favorite part of it, whenever he was trying to say Benedict Cumberbatch's name.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's something that used to trouble me too. I mean, I get it, man. So,
I was happy with the scene where Matthew McConaughey died.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing is like I love the way that he does his text intro. Sorry, I was saying about someone, but I love the way that they do the text intros where it was like Matthew McConaughey and it was like Dazed and Confused (parentheses also an actor).
yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And Matthew McConaughey didn't die; he just died for a second. So,
Just a second.
God, Ryan, why don't you actually watch the trailer?
Man, did you skip past stuff? And it's only on Netflix, September 20th.
Can't wait.
So that's not too long from now. I mean, so if you're not storming Area 51 that day, you can watch Between Two Ferns on Netflix.
I'm
Or
excited.
either watch the movie then go storm it, or celebrate your victory by watching it.
Or if you can get good Wi-Fi signal out there, you could watch it while you're doing it.
Yeah, you and try to distract the guards with your Between the Two Ferns. Dude, check this movie out.
Yeah. While you're dressed up like a fern sneaking in.
What a great idea!
Genius.
If only we had like some super awesome battle plans already and planned out on a previous episode that you could go back and listen to.
I can't remember the episode number, or I would have done the well in that case, but I don't know the number, so I would sound like an idiot.
Oh, well, if you search on the Good Stuff podcast, it's the summer streaming one. It's called Summer Streaming on the goodstuffpodcast.podbean.com. Check it out now.
Yeah, the special.
Speaking of music, the second part of 4 Months of Freddie released. Cody!
That's the name. Man, our buddy Freddie Lane, he's a good guy, and he is a great music artist, and he's doing this 4 Months of Freddie thing, and every month on the first of the month, started last month in August, and then he's doing 4 months, new mixtape dropping, and just released the second one, and it's called Cody. I don't know why I have to say it.
Because it's an exclamation mark.
Because the exclamation mark, you have to say it like that, right?
Yes.
You do.
It's the rules. I write books. I know it's the rule.
That's right. Yeah, Shirley English, motherfucker. What? But yeah. So I don't know if anyone else has been able to check it out yet. But I checked it out this morning. When I had to take Maverick to school, and because he got suspended off the bus, but that's neither here nor there. So it's me and Phoenix were just bumping to some Freddie Lane, and so
Nice.
Phoenix just in the back, just bobbing her head and has her hand in the air, and I'm just like, my kid is gangster as fuck.
West Side.
But yeah, it's a real good mixtape, and he's only got like 5 songs on this one. And it's got a different vibe than the his previous one, the Lonely Night one, which was all slower type songs, and this one's got some more upbeater ones. So I really enjoyed the mix, and apparently Phoenix did too. So it's baby approved.
Baby approved.
I mean,
we don't know if it's baby safe, but it's approved.
Yeah. It's good to listen to with your baby, I guess. Does that sound good? I don't know.
That sounds a little better.
Yeah, it does. Sounds good. That's good. But yeah, shout out to our boy Freddie Lane, and good. He's been on the show before, and we mentioned him earlier too. So, but yeah,
Nice.
you other guys got to listen to the tape. If you haven't already.
Yep, I will. I have plans to, because I got a bunch of errands and then things to do in the nursery tomorrow before I go work at Regal. So that's my morning, is to check that out.
Yeah, while you're in the nursery, because it is baby safe, even though she's not there yet. Cool. All right, let's move on. So some new games have come out recently.
Woo!
New video games have come out, and we've picked them up, different ones, and the first one this past week we're going to talk about. We're going to let Jeremiah talk about it just in case he gets a call. And what game did you pick up, Jeremiah? This week?
Control. That's the one that I was playing.
Okay.
Oh, good lord, who is that?
You're buzzing, Zachy.
What?
You're buzzing, I think. There you go. All right, go ahead and talk about Control.
I'm having a blast with it. It reminds me a lot of Alan Wake. Like, I haven't had a lot of confusion in a good, like, dark, deep story since that game, based on this one. It's a super interesting story. They don't give you, like, anything at all. You're just dropped right into it, and everything kind of develops as you play through it. And the game itself is super fun. I love the powers, and the way that the combat works is really fun. And yeah, I don't know if I'm halfway or not, maybe a little more, something like that. But it's incredible, and I love it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it last week when you were on the show because it was coming out. We mentioned it. No, it was maybe the week before that, and because it's made by the same people that made Quantum Break.
Yeah,
it's made by Remedy Games. And
there's a lot of things in it that you can tell that it's the same as them, because there's a lot of like live action moments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was an audio binary game or whatever it's called, binaural, where I got like 2 hours in when I realized, if I put headphones on, this is going to be so much better.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Yeah, because there's a lot of moments in cutscenes where it's like she'll say something, the main character, and then it'll like get a super close up on her face. 1 second.
Okay. But yeah, so that's Jeremiah's talk about control. He said, hold on a second.
Sorry, station phone rang.
You're good.
Anyway, it'll close up on her face, and then it'll like talk. She'll give some kind of narration. It's like her internal thoughts about the situation at hand. It's like, what's going on? What's the situation? It'll do the close up like mental thought, and it'll be like, I need to ask him about Dylan or something like that, or like an internal thought. And then when you put headphones on, they change the audio to where it actually sounds like your thoughts, and it's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's hard to explain. You just got to see it to know what it is, but it's awesome.
Yeah. So, you're liking the game so far, right? You haven't
Loving
beat
it.
Yet?
Not yet.
Okay, right. All right, cool. So if Control is a game that you have heard a little bit about or you were interested in, it seems like Jeremiah is definitely giving him his thumbs up on that. So go to your local wherever you buy games at and get that game then. Control.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the next one here, and that is called Man of Medan. Medan.
Yeah.
It is the first game in the Dark Pictures anthology. We've talked about the Dark Pictures anthology games before, whenever it got announced. It is an 8-game anthology, horror anthology. Each of the games are separated, have their own storyline and different gameplay aspects. And then the only connection is a character called the Curator. And he has his own storyline and stuff, and that is woven throughout the whole entire 8 games. And there's a overbranching storyline going throughout those 8 games and stuff. And so me and Zach just got that game. And Zach, what did you think about the game? Zach, you there?
Well, while he's figuring that out, I can only say I only watched a couple of YouTubers play it. I enjoyed it. I thought the acting was a little weak, but sounds like Zach might be coming back. Zach, are you there, buddy?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, he said, "Oh."
Is Jeremiah still talking?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh.
But Zach, we want your opinion on Man of Medan.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I thought it was great. The story was cool. And like, the multiplayer, I mean, is amazing. Like, there's not really, I don't think there's really anything like it that's been done. Like, it's like a choose your own adventure style story, kind of like if anybody's played Until Dawn. But like, you get like chosen a character for who you're playing, and then both of you guys are like doing shit. I don't know how to explain it.
Hey, hold on just a second, Zach. Hey, Jeremiah, can you mute for just a minute? I want to check something.
I've been muted because I'm hearing the same thing that you did, so it's
Okay.
not me.
So
yeah.
it's not you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Ryan, mute your. You got someone's got a lot of noise. Just trying to see where it's coming from.
Okay.
But yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Right, go ahead,
I'm
Zach.
unmuted, so.
Okay. All right, cool. Ryan, you have a bunch of background noise because it all went away of what we were hearing. Just to let you know. I don't know if you got like something in the background or something.
I was in my office. My fish tank is kind of low, so it's probably that making a splashing noise.
I thought it sounded like people talking like right up on you or something. I don't know. Anyway, Zach, so you were talking about the multiplayer, and So I just want to touch on there for a little bit, for a second here, because the multiplayer aspect of it, you can play through the game with a friend, and we've played through 2 times now. And the game, what's great about the game is that it's really quick. There's so many different things that you can do because each choice matters and affects the game, you know. And there's so many. I think, what did you say? There was like
There's like 14 different endings.
14 different endings or something junk like that. There's like 64 or some junk character things, stories that could happen. I don't remember exactly what all the number wise of what could happen and stuff, but there's a bunch. If you play the game by yourself, it takes about 5 hours. If you play the game with somebody, it takes about 3.5. But the game is different each time that we've played it. We had a corrupt save file in the second playthrough. We had to open up a different save file for mine because it was off of his save data, and so we opened up mine and then moved it to a thing, and then did some. Anyway, we had to load a different thing, and then all of a sudden something happened different in the game that didn't happen when we were playing with him, playing on the other save file, even though we loaded the exact same spot and stuff, because we switched one person with because there was 5 people, and we put in one person going down this hole into it with a different person, with the person we had chosen, a different person, and that choice made something open up completely different. It's crazy how one little choice can totally affect the gameplay. And as I said, it's been really fun. It was really fun just being able to play it together and being able to make the choices. And there was like spots where we really had to communicate. You know, there was a lot of communication needed to play the game. And if you played it with someone, say you were playing with someone that doesn't talk, you know, because like say you play, let's say Call of Duty for instance. I mean, besides when we
talk,
yeah, you don't have to talk. You could just go in there and play. I mean, you're playing a shooting game, and you know what the deal is. If you don't talk on this, you could seriously end up killing one of the people. And if you're trying to keep everybody alive, because we were trying to get in the second playthrough, we tried to keep everybody alive because in the first playthrough we killed everybody. So we were trying to keep everybody alive because we're trying to get different trophies, you know. And so we had to really communicate, like, oh, no, don't do that, don't say that, don't say that, don't do that, don't do that, don't stab that person. That's me, but it doesn't look like you. It's me, damn it.
I don't know if it was mentioned. I had to step away for a moment, but if you play single player, doesn't it let you play both parts?
Yeah, you play through. That's why it's longer, because it's like 5-something hours rather than on multiplayer. It's like 3. So like you have to play through all the parts pretty much.
So the parts, like, you know, like that we're playing, since me and Zach are playing, I'm doing something and he's doing something different, because there's sometimes that we're playing together and there's parts where we're both there doing different stuff, but we're still in the same spot. But there's other times where he's in one area doing something and I'm completely different area of the boat doing something completely different. So whenever you play it solo, you gotta do that thing over there, then you gotta come down here and play with these people over here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but like I kind of breezed over. I think it got a little rushed on some of the acting. Kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I think the best character for me is Conrad, who's played by Shawn Ashmore, and he's the best character in there, and obviously Shawn Ashmore, and he knows what he's doing. And it's funny is that he was on Twitter, like he's really big on Twitter apparently, and always posting them. And when the game come out, he was like, everybody, while you're playing, let me know what you think, and keep Conrad alive, save Conrad. And I said that it was funny is before I saw that tweet, when we had played, me and Zach had played our first playthrough already, and before I saw his stuff on Twitter, And I told Zach, I said, all right, Zach, all we got to do is keep Bobby Drake alive. We just got to keep the Iceman alive. Because, we played Iceman in the original X-Men trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
And so on Twitter, whenever I saw that of Shawn Ashmore tweeting about it and stuff like that, and I was like, that's crazy. I said, I just played that with, tag Zach or whatever. I said, this morning we played our first playthrough, and I told him before we started, I said, we got to keep we got to keep Bobby Drake alive. And then I said, hashtag save the Iceman or something like that. And he liked the tweet. It was really cool. Little moment. But
So
yeah.
you're like famous. You're best friends now.
That's right. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying is that now I'm going ice fishing with Shawn Ashmore.
Oh shit.
I said all that to say that me and Shawn Ashmore are going ice fishing. Has nothing to do with the game. Just wanted to throw it out there to everybody.
My second favorite character is probably Brad, and then in the Medan.
Is there a certain character, Jeremiah, that you thought, or was it just overall?
Just
on what
kind
you've
of
seen?
overall, and what it seemed like is the things that were rushed were it wasn't the acting itself, but it was just the reactionary isms of things, of like certain choices that you make. It's like you can tell that they just recorded that line sometimes without knowing what was around the potential of that line being triggered.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay. I think that maybe it'll be a little different in the next game because the teaser trailer for the next game got released, and it's at the end of the credits of this game. It's called Little Hope. It comes out next year, and it seems to, from the teaser, just be about two people. What we've seen in the teaser trailer. So maybe with it being two people, like maybe it will be better of a. You'll maybe do a better job of it.
One of the main characters is played by Will Poulter, which he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah. So maybe that will be maybe that'll be something that gets fixed in later games. But I'm really excited at least for the whole concept of 8 games being connected and already planned out. That's pretty exciting to me. Cool. All right, moving on. So some big news, I guess. I didn't realize it was such a huge news until we posted it on our Facebook page, and it's been blowing up reactions on there. Is that Dave Bautista is going to be a character?
Try that again.
Dave Bautista?
Okay, you just kind of stuttered a bit.
Anyways, Bautista. We'll just call him Bautista. Is going to be in Gears 5. I say Gears, almost say Gears of War 5, which by the way comes out next Tuesday. We didn't say it on the releases. It comes out on Xbox One next Tuesday, the September the 10th.
God of War 5.
Yeah, God of War 5. Fuck you. Gears of War 5, which is now just Gears 5. They dropped the of War. But maybe that's why. So they don't get it confused with God of War.
Well, if you think about the story, the war itself is kind of over. It's more of just cleanup messes now. So is it really of war anymore? Or is it just following the gears, which is, their cogs or whatever they're called?
Yeah. And plus, I mean, probably people shorten it to Gears anyway, whenever speaking about it.
It's just sleek.
Yeah. Gears 5. Bautista is going to be a multiplayer character. Thoughts on this, Jeremiah?
I'm counting it as a prediction win for us. I think we talked about that in our group chat, but we said that it would look great if all the wrestlers were Gears characters, and here we are getting to see one. So it's a win in my book.
Yeah, we spoke about it at length not too long ago. Can't remember when it was, but we had talked about a good cast for a Gears of War movie, and we had said Dave Bautista being Marcus Phoenix, and now Bautista's being in Gears of War 5, which I personally feel like is going. It's a first step in what could happen because of because Dave Bautista has long, wanted to be Marcus Phoenix in a movie, and they're making a Gears movie, and now the Rod Ferguson, who's the head of Coalition, who makes the games, has put Batista in the game and like talked about it, of how big of a fan he is and how he wants to make a movie, be in the movie and stuff like that. And so that this is the first, this is basically the first step in their partnership. And I know that you had some thoughts, and that was actually in our personal message. So you had said some thoughts of, you thought maybe it was a step backwards of, since he was being put in the game, of him not being able to be in the movie because he was getting his own character.
Yeah, and I thought that he might have been, but it kind of got cleared up. But it's almost worrisome of like it could lead to him having a character that's not one of the main ones that we would want him as.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate, that's Brown. I'll go pick up the glasses.
Yeah. But yeah, it's his character is literally just Batista in the game. Like, it's got his sunglasses that he always wears, and he's just literally like, they just threw him in the game with armor on and everything. It's really random if you think about it. I mean, I know Terminator's in the game, and that's random itself, and there's a Halo Spartan in the game, but the fact that Batista, literally just some dude, he's just an actor, he's just in the freaking Gears 5 game, it's very strange, but really cool at the same time. It's just, I didn't expect that.
Well, I mean, John Cena's in the game, so why not Dave Bautista?
What did you say?
John Cena's in the game, so why not Dave Bautista?
What do you mean John Cena's in the game?
He's in it, you just can't see him.
Yeah. Why don't you just stay muted? How long did you work on that one? Did you work on that the entire time? Like, have you been working that?
No.
Conversation.
It literally went from brain to mouth.
The brain to mouth.
Wow.
So like 3 hours.
Cool story. Ian, thanks for posting.
What's the time of travel time on brain to mouth?
I can tell you ass to mouth.
About
But
3 days.
All right, can we move on? This is fuck.
You said what?
Just move on. Games with Gold versus PS Plus.
You don't have anything to say about Dave Bautista?
Fuck Dave Bautista. Fuck.
All right. So, moving on, I guess. So, Games with Gold versus PS Plus. We're going to start doing this every month. We did it last month. And so we're seeing what is to offer from both of those services and which one you would go with. All right. This month for Games with Gold, we're getting Hitman Season 1 and a game called We Were Here. Don't really know much about that. And then for PS Plus in September, you can get Batman Arkham Knight and Darksiders 3. So we'll start with Zach, and we're going to ask you which one is the better offering.
Probably the PS Plus offering, because I don't know, Darksiders is a $60 game, and Batman Arkham Knight $20. I don't know. I think it's just worth more. And then I never heard of We Were Here. I mean, I love the Hitman series, but I already own it, so I don't know.
That was already a PS Plus thing, wasn't it? Or was it just, did you just buy it?
I just bought it. Might have been PS Plus thing. I don't know, but I just buy it. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going with PS Plus. Unlike you, when you made that switcheroo, and then Nick,
because I helped out with that one. I did.
yeah, we started playing co-op on that, and we love it. Like, it's so
Got
fun.
my first testicle shot yesterday, Jeremiah. I was pretty excited about it. It's pretty excited about it. Ryan, man, you're gonna have to unmute for this for a minute. Ryan. Okay, we'll come back.
I'm here.
I'm sorry, it takes you 20 minutes there, brain to mouth.
I'm just trying to unmute whenever it's time for me to talk. That way y'all don't have to hear my noises.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it takes 30 seconds to press the unmute button. But anyway, which one of these sounds like the better offering to you?
I'm gonna have to say the PS Plus has it this time. Hitman Season 1 was it's a really good game, but it's old. It's like super old. Doesn't everybody already own that game?
Yeah, Season 2's already out now.
Yeah, I mean, I got Hitman Season 1 for free through Steam. So like it's just like it's kind of old. I just for me the Xbox Gold is just old stuff.
Okay. All right, Jeremiah, what you thinking, man? Jeremiah?
I'm here.
Okay.
I was letting my buddy finish up his phone call.
You're all good. You're all good.
No, I think the PlayStation is definitely the better deal, strictly financial speaking. We Were Here is like a one-frame story-based type game, and I don't really know what Hitman Season 1 is.
So
The Hitman series.
yeah, they just moved it to episodic release, and they
Oh,
called
okay.
it Episode
think-
1.
I think because Square Enix doesn't do Hitman anymore. They lost a contract, so
No, you're fine, man.
Hitman 2 isn't actually Season 2, so they just called it Hitman 2 because they stopped the
Okay,
episodic
okay.
releases.
Yeah, so at first, whenever they lost the contract, and then the people who were making the Hitman games were making it, they were releasing them by episodes, and so then them all completed together were Season 1, and now the new one is just Hitman 2 because
it's just a full game. It's not episodic or anything.
yeah.
Okay. So, well, still though, when you look at it, you got a full game, and then nothing against indie developers, but then like an indie developed game put up against 2 full AAA titles for free, and so it's just in terms of the better deal, PS Plus has it this month.
Yeah, for sure. PS Plus. I mean, Hitman Season 1 was okay for what it was. I didn't get all the way through. And We Were Here, I don't really know too much about it. And there's been some good indie games, but as you said, it's just basically what you're going against this month. And your PS Plus, you got Arkham Knight, which is the end of the trilogy of the Arkham games, which, you know, is the best superhero games made in a lot of people's eyes. So that's a great game. And then Darksiders 3, I believe, released not even 6 months ago or so.
Yeah, it was this year for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely this year. And so
it's still $60. Like
yeah. Because I mean, it's still a new game, and so yeah. So I mean that obviously, I mean, not even that I'm that super interested in playing Darksiders 3, but the fact that it's just a brand new game, we'll just call it a new game because it's a 2019 release, I believe. I mean, that's worth it right there versus an indie game and then Hitman. So I mean, definitely PS Plus for sure. For sure.
But the beauty is, if you have both systems, they're all free. So we're not saying
right.
You can't have one if you pick the other.
Yeah. And on Games with Gold, you actually get 4 games because they have 2 games that are like Xbox 360 games that are like backwards compatible each month too. But I never include those because I just do the judging off of
what the game's for.
Yeah, off the Xbox One, because I wouldn't judge. I know PS Plus doesn't do PS3 games anymore, but when they did, I wouldn't throw PS3 game releases, the offerings in this either. So just to let everybody know, so in case somebody wants to come tell me about what the 360 release is, I don't give a shit. Just ahead of time. All right. So, Cyberpunk 2077.
Ooh.
Super, super excited game that's everybody's anticipating coming out next year. They just released a 15-minute deep dive video after Gamescom, and so I just watched that video this morning, in fact, and I'm super excited about the game. Like, we've seen gameplay before, but just the more deep dive that we got into it and different aspects of the game and how the game is played and stuff like that, I'm super excited about this game. And I didn't realize that I was going to be that really into it, the game. Like, I didn't even really count this as a game like that I was going to pick up. But after watching this video, I'm definitely going to pick up this game. It looks amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
that
I've never lost the excitement for this game from the first time I ever saw the E3 trailer for it. Oh, hell, over 10 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. A long time ago, this game was actually announced, and now I've been holding on, waiting for it, and now it's here. So there's nothing more you can do to get me more excited.
yeah. And it was great. I mean, Ryan sure doesn't give a crap that Keanu Reeves is involved. But
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, it was his birthday, wasn't it?
Yep, the second.
Not you, Ryan. Keanu's.
Yeah,
we don't care about yours. We don't care about yours. I guess he was going to say something, but then he was like, "Oh, I think he was going to tell us it's not his birthday." But then he figured out that that's not who we were talking about. But yeah, I'm super excited about this game. The only game I was really thinking of getting left after, Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Jedi Fallen Order, for the current systems was just that Marvel's Avengers game. But now I'm going to have to get Cyberpunk 2077, and that'll probably be those will be my last purchases of the current generation, and then I'll start thinking about the next gen.
Yeah.
But
who's going to win the next console war and who I'm going to side with?
Yeah, because I mean, the new Xbox will be coming out next year, and then who knows, PS4 may be shown at E3 next year, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, by the way, it's available in like 2 months." I just want to be prepared for that.
Don't do that, because that's what Sega did with the Dreamcast, and they don't make consoles anymore. So, actually, at E3 one year, they said, "Oh, by the way, it's available after the show," and all the developers were pissed off because none of them had games ready, and all there was a system. There was no games, like, except for maybe like the first party games made by Sega, but
and probably a Sonic.
Yeah, so they would just refuse to make any more games for Sega, and then Sega just stopped making consoles. So.
Well,
Don't
Sony's a little smart.
Release.
I'm sure they're not going to do that. If they did surprise release, the people would already know it, and they would have a whole surprise launch of games too, because it's Sony.
Yeah, it's just not that smart. So.
Yeah, they own a bunch of companies, so they're going to be like, "Hey, this game, this is what's happening," and then all their first party in-house developers would have games that come out the same day.
Yeah, you'd hit some exclusives.
Yeah, right. It would be a lot of exclusivity. But also today, I don't know if anyone saw, or it was last night, I guess, that they said that they're going to be putting out a multiplayer mode but it would be post-launch, because I think the game comes out in April or something, and that post-launch the multiplayer come out, and then I found out that all the DLC, the single-player DLC stuff, is going to be free, even the multiplayer, everything's going to be free DLC. That's all I saw. All I saw was free DLC, and I said, "Oh my god, I really got to get this game now. I love these people." And these are the same people that made the Witcher games, right?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, they had a lot of free DLC for The Witcher also.
Cool. Ryan, Did you watch the deep dive video? Are you watching that right now? Is that what you're doing?
No, I've already seen it.
Okay. Excited?
Yeah, dude, I really like. I've already pre-purchased.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Already
I'm-
pre-purchased.
I'm getting this. I'm getting this. I will. This is like. I'm excited for this game. I'm like super excited for this game. I've been excited for this game for a long, long, long time.
Like Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's looking pretty good, especially coming right off of finishing Rage 2. The whole futuristic space weapons thing.
Punk. Yeah.
It's looking pretty good.
Cool. Yeah.
I just really hope it lives up to the hype. But the storylines, just the storylines, look like it's worth the playthrough.
Right.
Even if the play is garbage, the storylines look really good.
Well, the gameplay looks pretty good from the video.
Yeah.
Speaking of videos, YouTube Premium shows are going free with ads.
Is this
I'm
your new
okay
thing?
with
Is that you're now trying to be the Segway guy?
Sure, why not? Someone has to do it.
I'm
Cool.
okay. I'm okay with this. I have YouTube Premium, and a lot of their shows are amazing, and like especially Origin. Origin is one of my favorite shows that I've ever seen. Period. It's like their Event Horizon type show that YouTube Premium did, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's like these shows are really good, and I want them to keep making them and to keep making more. And if they're not going to be able to do it with the subscriptions, then do it off the ad revenue.
Yeah.
Let them,
like,
and just
try
let it happen.
whatever.
It's not going to
Try
change the fact that I'm paying for it because I love their music app and I hate ads, so I'll pay the money. So
Right. I haven't seen that Cobra Kai show. That
phenomenal.
yeah. But I've heard good things. So that will probably be the first thing that I watch.
I think season 1 still has like 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that show. So that was whenever I saw that they were putting shows. They used that one as the example of what the show of doing a show without ads or
Yep,
with ads.
And Wayne is a really great show too. It's from the people that wrote Deadpool.
Oh, okay, cool.
Graphic novel based series. Amazing. So a lot of good shows, a lot of good stuff. Another thing you need to watch is The Greatest Expedition, where it's about a bunch of people that were like, I feel like climbing a mountain, and then they document. This guy gathers them up. He's like, all right, you said you want to do it, let's go do it. And it's like a documentary to get up this mountain, and it's awesome.
Okay. Greatest Expedition, Wayne, and then Origin.
Origin, yeah. And
Okay.
Lifeline's really cool too. They're all good. They're all really good shows. A lot of good comedies, a lot of good dramas. I'm glad that they're doing this because they're shows that deserve to be seen.
Yeah. I don't know what I guess they have low subscription numbers for them to do this, or is this just something they want to
do, and what's been going on is they put the first episode out for free in order to try to get people to sign up to see the rest of the season. And if you just look in the comments, all you see is just hundreds and hundreds of the same comment going, great show, not going to pay for it, and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I wasn't really for sure because I don't have premium and I didn't know exactly what the deets on that were. But yeah, that was the Cobra Kai thing was something that caught my eye, and I had already heard so much about it. I hadn't heard anything about these other ones that you speak of, but that I'd probably just because of the Cobra Kai is probably just the reason why that pretty much everyone's heard of that. It's just probably because of source material.
Well, until it does, go free with the ads. Like I said, every first episode is free. And so you can give the shows that you want a shot, and then when the rest of them comes available, you'll kind of have your list of what to watch.
Cool. I'll have to check that out after I'm finished watching whatever I'm watching right now.
Yeah. And then you got to watch Atypical.
Atypical.
Yep. That's a show for you and Lacey to watch together on Netflix.
Oh, okay. So you got me another recommendation.
Yeah.
So good.
What'd you say, Ryan?
What are you watching right now?
Me? What am I watching right now?
Yeah.
Like right this second right now, or like
You're gonna watch that after you were done watching what you're watching now, and I was just curious, what are you watching now?
Oh, well, currently Zach's got me watching South Park, but I'm not watching it right this second because we're recording the podcast.
I didn't mean right this second. I meant the same now. I meant the same now.
What you meant, all right.
I watch two different shows at a time because I watch one by myself, like I'm on a current show by myself, and then I watch a show with Lacey. So because I watch shows that she won't watch by myself, and then together we watch shows. So currently, me and her are watching Working Moms, but we literally have one episode left, and then we're going to start Glow. Which
amazing.
Jeremiah recommended. So we're going to be watching that. And then apparently I'm going to watch Atypical after that.
Yeah, you could watch either one before or split them up in between. Because Glow's kind of hard to binge because it's like one of those investment shows to where like after 2 episodes you're like, fuck, I'm tired. And then you can watch an episode of Atypical and reset your mind.
Yeah. Okay. Are they like an hour-long show or what?
Glow is an hour. I can't remember Atypical. I think some of them are like, I think Glow's legit an hour, like HBO hour, and then like Atypical, if it is an hour, it's like 42 minutes.
Gotcha.
It might be a 30-minute show. I can't remember because I'm stupid.
Hey, speaking of Working Moms, Zach started watching Working Moms.
Woo! Good job, Zach.
Thanks.
Proud of you. But anyway, yeah, YouTube Premium, great shows. They're going to be available for you to watch.
Ryan, do you have anything to add to that YouTube Premium talk?
No.
Cool. I appreciate the honesty. Well, guys, that is all that we got for today. Sounds good.
Yep. So,
Jeremiah, I can't believe you got to stay for the whole show.
I know. I'm really surprised because I'm looking at the board right now and we've got like half the city out of service. Which like we've been like first up at bat for a call for like the whole hour and a half. And nothing happened, so no one called 911. You know what the problem is as soon as this ends is we're gonna like freaking kick off all beyond like without control.
Without the game or like without control, like
Oh, haha, you're so funny.
Nice.
No, hopefully they got it out early. There was a fire early this morning downtown, so that we missed. So maybe they're done.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna leave. That's what we're just talking about, man. If we get a run, then I just jump up and go. Don't you yell at me. Sorry about that.
You're all good.
I love you, Brian. I'm
Man.
so sorry.
I love you too.
What are you so sorry about?
I was yelling at him.
Oh. Man.
No. All right. I'm gonna end this because I think we're actually gonna get up and go do something.
Okay, you do that.
All right. Bye, everybody. I love you.
Bye.
Cool. And I'm going to end the show. I'm going to take us out of here. If you other two don't have anything else to say. Don't forget about all our social media pages. We're at Facebook.com/Blind Bandit Productions, YouTube.com/Blind Bandit Productions. We're Instagram, Blind Bandit Productions. And then on Twitter, it's BBP4Real. That is the number 4. Isn't that correct, Zach?
That is mostly correct, yes.
Mostly correct.
Wait,
I
is it
believe it
mostly
is.
correct or is it correct? Because if it's only mostly correct, we need to get a correction going.
About 99.9% correct.
Okay.
That's good enough. I mean, that's pretty much perfect.
That's what they put on like medicine and like
Maury
Condoms.
I don't
put
know,
Maury his
pills and stuff.
paternity test.
Yeah,
Condoms 99.9.
I think
because that-
condoms are like
that-
98% effective.
That 0.1%, because if it's not 100, if it says 100% effective and it's not, then you can just sue them. So they just say 99.9%, and then if you got unlucky and get the 0.1,
Level of certainness.
What did you say?
I said we are at a Purell level of certainness.
Yeah.
kills 99.9% of germs.
And I don't really know about condoms. I remember someone told me about them once.
Yeah, we know
Yeah,
it's your
we know, man. We know. God damn.
But anyways, all right, guys, don't forget about all the stuff all the places you can hear us, like Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and all those other podcast apps that collect podcasts. That I don't know the names of those apps because anybody can make an app. So anywhere that you listen to podcast, you can listen to the Good Stuff podcast. So leave us a review. What?
Except SoundCloud.
Except SoundCloud. Are there podcasts on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we're too cool for SoundCloud. But yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing until you said it last week. I was like, I thought SoundCloud was not a thing anymore. And then I had to look it up. I was like, oh, it is still a thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you want to tell us to get a MySpace page. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. So glad that Jeremiah was able to be on the podcast. And it was all good. It was good stuff. So remember that as you go about your week.
disappointed that Ryan was on the podcast.
We're always disappointed you're on the podcast.
Actually, no. I told Zach that you did a great job last week and the week before that.
I tried.
Yes. Don't cry. Don't cry on us, though. It's okay. All right, guys. We will see you next week. And remember, #good stuff.
Practice safe sex.